Alright, so today we're going to talk about everything we know about the Bloody Ties DLC, and I'm just going to start by doing my intro over the teaser trailer because there's not really much going on here. That looks like some new combat. Maybe it could just be a cutscene. There's exclusive combat animations, but yeah, we're definitely going to be able to unlock this helmet. I don't know if it's going to be better than the Renegade boss mask, but it looks way cooler. And of course, that's probably going to be like the final thing you unlock. And hopefully there's going to be a whole gear set with that. We do actually have this screenshot though, which shows the upper part of like a vest and the whole helmet. It's got these little golden spikes and chains, whatever. And it's a volatile skull. We can all tell that. Of course, we don't know what the stats are going to be, if you can even get this. I mean, it could just be the trophy you get for winning. You grab this helmet and then you win the arena or whatever, and you don't even get the helmet. We don't know. Of course, this is all going to be around, it's story based as well. So maybe at the end of the quests you get it. This is all just sort of speculative at this point, but we do know that we're probably going to be able to get our hands on that helmet, which is cool. Of course, there's going to be new gear and weapons, and that will be among some of the new armor sets, that little volatile king helmet. Before we get too carried away with armor and stuff, I want to take a look at these little TV screens displaying messages. This one says build your dream, I'm assuming. And I've already read like the context behind the Carnage Hall, and it's supposed to be kind of like a last-ditch effort where people sacrifice everything for fortune and fame. Basically, it's like nothing better to do. Your quality of life is already low, so why not risk it for a high quality of life, so to speak. And then that TV screen sort of switches to say all roads lead to, and then segueing into the reveal trailer, that TV says on this scene right here, it says all roads lead to, and then it switches to glory with a picture of Astrid, the host of the Carnage Hall. And this is of course just pure marketing for the Carnage Hall, getting contestants whatever to compete in the games and risk it all for glory, fortune, fame, wealth, blah, 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 armor, weapons, the whole shebang. Alright, now just rewinding back to the start of the trailer, we see cage zombies. There's going to be zombies in it, some guys pointing, a gold aristocrat looking dude, maybe betting on the games or whatever, just already has status. I don't know how. A lot of this is actually kind of reminding me of Squid Game, you know, just all these people fighting for extreme wealth to the death, and of course like the people watching and the host. But yeah, we just look, this is inside of an opera house. We have the Hall of Fame, all just completely turned into arena. We have training, a bunch of like, they dress like carnival people, like in the circus, guy doing bicep curls. But yeah, this is another look at that guy with the armor. This could just be the final boss. Again, we probably just kill him, and that's the final quest or whatever. We get glory, and we get his armor. And then there's Astrid, whatever. Cool pick for the narrator. It sounded pretty cool, and the atmosphere looks amazing. That is another cool piece of armor right there. We want that. And there'll be another one coming up here where this guy pretty much gets backstabbed. That is completely different. And I just wanted to pause it here because I want you to take notice at the contrast between these guys. You can pretty much tell that one guy is better than the other. Like, this guy would be level 10, let's just say, super hypothetical, and that guy's level 1. He's got no armor, wearing this green whatever. We don't know if the colors mean anything. They could, green being new maybe, and then different colors mean something else. But he's got this golden whole headdress and shoulder piece thingy. He looks like feathers. Definitely someone who's been in the arena a longer time. And whatever, he just completely destroys this guy, like almost to the point where it's completely unfair and he had no chance. But that's just to look at someone, maybe like the arena ranks. We're seeing different types of combat here, to different renegades. Of course, we're just going to have like same basic renegade enemies, and then of course new unique enemies and bosses. And within the description it says there's going to be spectacles, they're called, where it's like different fables are playing out, and we just saw that one there. It's completely different scene, or spectacle we'll probably call it is the correct term. But yeah, all sorts of different arenas fighting zombies to human enemies, and of course the boss guys. There'll probably be plenty of them. A whole arena ranking system to go up and fight them. This is a good look at it. So we'll freeze here and you can take a look. It's all like kind of like old Victorian style buildings, and we have little cutout trees and this little barbed wire here. Again, like I said, it's in an opera house, so that's a stage. There's gonna be viewing parties from everywhere, and all sorts of battles are gonna go down in different things. Like there's gonna be like this thing is gonna look different almost every time, which is cool. So that's gonna add to the replayability of, because of course arena could get repetitive. We see a different scene here. This guy is just cleaning up all the mess, we'll say. And yeah, this is a repurpose. That said, the Royal State Hall turned into the Carnage Hall. We see the outside of it here. I want to pause here as well. Personally, I have no idea where this is going to be on the map. I'm thinking it could be on the new Elysium Island. Basically, look at any map within the game, any like in-game physical map, like they don't press the touchpad or whatever button it is to access the map. Like you're looking at a map on a wall in a building, whatever. It'll show you there's a place called Elysium, also in some of the collectibles it's noted. But there's this whole grand walkway, of course, all the stuff they've done to it. I'm surprised it's this industrialized or modernized. That must have taken a long time to build, but it has, you know, fire spewing from it. I don't know how they managed that. But it's this whole building, this whole thing. I've never seen anything like that. So it's probably going to be a completely new area, or they're just going to update a part of the map to have that. So that's something else to note. It's a pretty cool atmosphere and environment. The outside of the building probably won't matter that much, but it is important to note, and it looks awesome. And then 3 more rapid things here. This could be Kiro or Cyro, whatever his name is. We'll get into that later, but it could be a character you actually team up with for the quests. It could be this guy as well, but I doubt it, just because of the look of him. Why would you start with a guy that's right up at the top? Again, we'll talk about the more concrete stuff that has been revealed to us. And then lastly, it's just another piece of armor that we might get our hands on. So this is just the description in the PlayStation Store. This is what it reads. We'll start out here. Bloody Ties is the first official story DLC for Dying Light 2 Stay Human, a thrilling first-person action survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world, literally just describing the game. Who doesn't want hundreds of fans chanting their name in perfect unison, or feel like they are loved and admired while obtaining unimaginable riches at the same time? But what if to have it all, one must first pay the highest of prices, their life? As Aiden, you are encouraged by a promise of wealth, fame, and access to the best gear to enter a tournament where people sacrifice everything just for status. Hone your skills to defeat your enemies and make allies to obtain glory. You will quickly realize that the quest for fame is just the beginning, and you will find yourself involved in a plot for power and revenge. So that's what I talked about, where like this is story-based, and basically what that means is that might continue past all the arena and fighting. Once you kill the final boss, there's some controversy or whatever. Something gets revealed, this guy was behind that, the game was fixed, something like that along those lines. But yeah, it is going to be about story, and we're going to be introduced and promised all of these things as Aiden. This part kind of dives further into that. It says, new story. Embark on a new adventure. Secure yourself a spot in the pantheon of the best fighters. Help your new friend Cairo, Zero, whatever, I mentioned him earlier, in his quest to avenge his brother's death and discover the true nature of the tournament. So yeah, with that description, it's most likely that first guy we saw pointing and not that golden aristocrat dude. New location, of course, the Carnage Hall, a place filled with wealth and splendor, where every fight is a narrative, spectacle, and the strongest seek fortune and fame. We also have a new weapon, the Shield Glove. Discover a new way to play with the Shield Glove and make creative combat even more creative. So I don't know what this is going to be. It might be like the Dying Light 1 shield, where it was like an accessory, and L2, you just pull up a shield, whatever, block an attack. I honestly really don't see the use for this. The normal blocking is great for just getting a perfect block, stunning someone. If this can block like those unblockable attacks by those heavy renegades or whatever, just any heavy enemy with that red flashing attack, if it can block that, I can find its use. Or maybe just a shield in general, you're low health, whatever, and you get into trouble, just pull up a shield on a glove. I don't know how big it's going to be, how it's going to work. So definitely something cool and unique. I'm glad it's coming to the game. And lastly, here we have new gear. Obtain new gear in the tournament where strength matters the most and weapons are a symbol of status. So we already talked about this with that comparison. That golden guy, he's much higher status than that green guy who has no armor. He's not golden and doesn't have cool weapons, so he's higher up. Spectacles and shows. Play the role of your life in spectacles. Multi-objective arena shows with unique stories narrated by Astrid herself. each resembling traditional tales and fables with a wicked twist. Test your skill in arena challenges, special trials will you'll that fight, new mutated enemies, face murderous hordes, and get to perform daredevil action. So a little bit of translation issues here and there with Polish, I think, is Techland's language. So, but yeah, you get the idea. Obviously, new mutated enemies and a bunch of zombies as well. So it's not solely going to be human combat, which is cool, I guess. It's basically just more diversity in this arena is going to be better. We don't, like, obviously Techland knows it's an arena. Players are going to get used to just going in there, fighting the same guys, doing the same stuff. So they're doing their best to make it as replayable as possible, which I love it. Probably won't have much to say about this. This is just a basic description on the TechlandGG website. We're going to read it anyways. Fierce fighters are invited to a new location, the grand opening of the Carnage Hall. Before entering this new arena, we invite the community to revisit the city and download the new community update, plugging the update they just added. Released today on PC and coming soon to console. In Bloody Ties, players will embark on a new story adventure. You will reach the epicenter of death, wealth, and absolute splendor in a stunning location, the Carnage Hall. This old opera building is full of challenges and quests, surprising new weapon types, character interactions, and discoveries to uncover. And then players who pre-order will get access to the Aristocrat Pack, including an exclusive weapon and outfit. Alright, and the last thing I'm going to cover is just a bunch of screenshots that were on the PlayStation Store. That TV says bloodthirsty, ? Just a cool screenshot of the narrator. I don't know if we're going to be able to meet her in person, if she's personally going to invite us, but she's there. She has to sell everything that's going on in the Carnage Hall. This is a screenshot exactly from the reveal trailer where we saw that piece of armor and this guy just getting strangled. He's wearing blue there. That's interesting to note. And he obviously has less armor. This is just an outside picture of the Carnage Hall with fog and whatever. We already talked about this image. I've already freeze framed on the trailer. This guy, he's interesting. I'm very interested in him and what we're going to have to do with him. If he's going to be a bad guy, a good guy. Is he going to be involved in that controversy and drama and quest for power we already talked about in the plot description of this? And this looks like the entrance of the Opera Hall. We see Glory and those two lions in the entrance of the Opera House, or the Carnage Hall. And yeah, just this guy cleaning up the mess as we described it earlier. You also see a little rope swing there at the top right. And finally, just a picture of what you get for pre-ordering, this is actually a really cool outfit. And we get a weapon. Always love to have those DLC weapons because you can claim them usually an infinite amount of times from your stash. So it's a permanent good weapon that you can get. And then on the far right there, we just see a clip of some of the action going on inside the Carnage Hall with the guy with a spear or whatever. And now we've reached the end of this video. We've covered everything that Techland has given to us. All the screenshots, all the descriptions on the PlayStation Store, and the official trailers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.